Hey everyone, we are excited to have you guys on our live stream today for our webinar. We're going to be taking a look at church social media profiles. If you're joining us today, we're so excited to have you live. If you're rewatching this on a replay, we will miss you, but we will hopefully see you on the next live webinar. So, as we get started today, in the chat, you'll see over on the right-hand side, you can leave your social media profiles. If you want us to take a look today live, we want to take a look at your social media profiles with you and give you actionable insights to help you take action right away today. So as many people that fill that out today will go through. We'll take as long as we need, but we really want to help whoever's on with us today. And if you're listening and you don't share your profiles, you'll get a lot of insight from just taking a look at other people's social media profiles together today. So I'm really excited to hop in. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today, what we're going to be covering is why social media, why is that important? We're going to be looking at a social media audit template. This is a free template that we'll give to you that you guys can use on your end. We also are going to be going through posting strategies and how you can simply set up some different strategies and templates for you to be able to really effectively put out a lot of social media posts very effectively and very efficiently without as much work as maybe you used to do. The other thing is we've got an entire month worth of social media Canva templates for you that you could just copy and paste, put in your information and post. So if you're excited about that, put a 1 in the comments below. I'm excited. 1 free month of posting. I wish I had that whenever I was a college pastor. If I could just copy and paste, sort of add my picture in it, that would have made life so much easier. So our hope is that you'll be able to take some of these and just run with them and make your life a lot easier. So let's go ahead and hop in. Why social media? The average American spends 2.5 hours on social media. Now that's just amazing and crazy to think about. And 72% of Americans are on social media. Even more important, young families are on social media. So what does that all mean? People are spending time on social media, and if you're not there meeting them there, you're really missing an opportunity to connect with new folks that are new in your community. You're missing an opportunity to disciple people within your congregation, and you're missing an opportunity to give your congregation posts that they can interact with, that then the algorithms are going to naturally show to their friends because they're interacting with it. Or even better, your congregation who follows you is going to now share those posts and reshare them, share them with friends. And that is going to be an evangelistic tool to help others in your community. And even outside of that, one, learn more about Jesus just through maybe them reposting something about this past week's sermon, or maybe it's an event that's coming up. Maybe you have VBS and they're reposting that and you had 10 new people in your community sign up because of that. So it's just really powerful whenever you can leverage what people are using. If you think about it, if 72% of the people around you in your community are using social media, and on average, they're spending 2.5 hours a day on social media, then you as a church should be very excited to engage them on social media. So this whole month, we're helping churches really focus in on their social media profiles, on their posting strategies, just on their overall social media presence. If you're a part of our church growth package, we are going to be helping you do all these things for you. So we're going to walk through a lot of these things. If you're not a part of our church growth package, I hope you'll be able to glean some of the tips and tricks that we're going to be going through and really implement these on your social media profiles. But our church growth package members, we're just going through and doing all these things for you that we're going to be going over today. So I just get really amped up and excited because when we can meet people where they're at and bring the good news of Jesus Christ to them in those places, like that's awesome. I remember, so I was a college pastor for 12 years and I loved the free speech area in college ministry. The free speech area is usually on a college campus where kids are crossing paths all day long. Like that's the area where they're going from one class to the next. And as a college pastor, the free speech area was a huge opportunity for us as a college ministry to meet students where they were at, engage with them in conversations. We'd put up tables, we'd give out free popsicles, we'd give out free coffee, we'd give out different things. But one of the things that I loved about the free speech area is you would just engage in some of the most random conversations and meet people that I would have never met if I would have just stayed inside my college ministry office, right? And the same goes for you as a church. Like, you can just sit in your office and hope new people in your community will find out about you. You could hope that maybe they'll Google and search church in your town name. But what social media allows you to do is go to them. And so most organic posts, that's non-paid posts, are going to just go to your followers. But the cool thing is, the more your followers interact with those posts, the more the algorithms are going to show those and share that information and suggest it to some of their friends or other people in your community. And so the more active you are and the more engagement rate you have on your post, the better chances that more people are just going to naturally see your post in social media. Now, that's huge, because this is like you going out to the free speech area and just saying, hey, this is who we are. Would you like to join us for church this Sunday? Or would you like to come to our VBS? Or did you know we have small groups? Or here's a biblical truth that could really mean something to you. So you get to meet people where they're at, where they're spending 2.5 hours a day on social media, just scrolling through. Really, Facebook and Instagram and others are just looking for content to show people. And whenever they think, man, this person could really interact with this based off of their algorithms, how cool that you get to even go beyond people who just follow you, but you might show up to people who've never heard of you before. So just want to share that in a way of, man, use social media. And if you're not, today is going to be the day that we can hopefully sort of kickstart you and get you going. So my guess is most of you listening probably already have a Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and Instagram are going to be the two big social media channels that we're going to focus on today, just because those are the two biggest areas where people are spending time on social media. Now, TikTok is a new emerging social media platform. Emerging by, I mean that you should be getting on it and taking a look at that, because the next generation, so teenagers and young adults, that's one of their big areas of social media connection. And it's an area that you want to take a look at. For today's purposes, we're going to be taking a look specifically at Instagram and Facebook, though. So again, most of y'all probably have profiles. My guess is, though, most of y'all probably don't have like a strategy behind what you're doing, or maybe you haven't even checked in on your profile in a while, and you're probably missing a few things that could really help people better connect with you. So let me just check and make sure. Here we go. Yep, we've got next up profile audit. So this is a free tool, and we'll drop this. Let me see if I can copy this link. There we go. So I'm going to put this here in the chat. So this is actually a tool. Let me see here. Let me come here and paste it for us. Get the right link. Cool. So let me get this link for you guys. I'm going to paste this in here, but this is going to be a Google Sheet that you can basically just use, copy and paste here. So let's see. Here we go. Did it come up? Yeah, copy. So when you open this up, it should give you a profile audit here. Now we're going to go through a few of y'all's website profiles. Awesome. Jen, let me grab your profile here. We'll pull it up. And Jamie, I see yours as well. So let me pull those up. Cool. Zion Lutheran, let me grab that for us as well. All right, let me pull those up for us, because we're going to actually go through y'all's social media profiles and audit these for you guys live. So let me just pull those up. But as I'm doing that, you can see on my screen a few things that we have for y'all. So let's see here. There we go. All right, cool. Now I'm going to pull open. Let's go over here to the way. All right. So let me grab y'all's here. All right. So let me pull this up for y'all, and I'll show y'all a few things we're going to walk through. So first, I'm going to sort of move this over to a couple different screens, and we're going to just walk through a few of these together for you guys. So first things we're going to look at on a profile audit is number of likes on Facebook, number of followers on Instagram. And in this sheet, you can use that and just sort of type in. And if you're following along with us, that link that I just put in the chat there will allow you to pull those up. Oh, and sorry, we've got Daniel with Paramount Amarillo there as well. So we'll grab those. So awesome. So you can go along as we go through these. So we just like to put those, see like, hey, where are you at right now? And then even in 6 months, come back to this and see, hey, have we grown in the amount of followers or people that are following us on Facebook and Instagram? Now, active posting, are you posting at least 3 to 5 times a week? And what this is if somebody in your community is searching for you and they are looking for a church and they come to your profile, if you haven't posted in the last 6 months, and then they go to another churches that's posting 3 or 4 times a week, who do you think they're naturally going to go like attend or go check out that Sunday for the first time? They just moved into town. They're like, man, this church even alive, right? They haven't posted in 6 months anywhere. So most young families are going to be sort of checking these things out. So we always encourage churches post at least 3 to 5 times a week. And here in a minute, we're going to give you a little strategy of a template of, hey, this is something I could post every Monday. This is something I could post every Tuesday. Now, the next thing we're going to walk through is in the bio, do you have your service times? In your bio, do you include the city that you're in? This is big because Google, whenever somebody actually searches for church in your town, Facebook profiles will sometimes show up in Google search results, but only those that tell Google what town that Facebook profile is located in. So if like let's take for example, if we don't say church in Lubbock, Texas, it's not as great of a return on or a chance of you showing up if somebody searches for church in Lubbock, Texas. So that helps in search engine on Facebook and on Instagram and on Google. Very helpful to include your city. We also recommend putting your full physical address there because it's linkable and people can click that and actually get directions to your church. Do you have a link to your website on there? Very big. We audited a lot this week, and there was many that didn't have a link to their website. Put a link to your website on there. Also, you want to cross-link too, so you can link to like your Instagram from your Facebook. That's a great way to get more people onto your Instagram and following both. Is your cover photo updated, or is it really old? Is your logo updated, or is it old? This is probably the biggest thing, is sneak peek of church life and people within the last 5 posts. So we're going to look at some of these that y'all have sent over to us. And what we want to see is a sneak peek of what is it like inside your church. Because again, if people are coming and sort of doing some research, checking you out online or on your social media profile, they're going to do a quick scroll and they're going to try and figure out, like, do I fit in here? Like, can I come dressed like in my normal clothes, or am I really looking for a church that I dress up in a suit and tie? Like, is there traditional service? Is there modern worship? Is there something for my kids? Like, if all your social media posts are just graphics of like typed up Canva templates, and there's no pictures of what it's actually like to be inside your church in a part of your community, that you lose some of the warmth, but you're also losing the opportunity to help people feel really connected and like, oh, I could see myself there. So whether you're like at Zion Lutheran, if you're a school, this is huge too. Like, what is the culture like at your school? What is the culture like at your church? Be sure to include as many inside sneak peek pictures as you can. And the cool thing is these templates we'll show you in a minute that we created for you. You can just throw them in the background and put some scripture on top. It doesn't have to be like, hey, here's just 5 pictures from this Sunday. It could be your strategy throughout the week of we're going to have one scripture post every Wednesday, but we're also going to put a picture from inside our church of people shaking hands, of kids getting dropped off at childcare stuff, of our pastor preaching, of our worship team leading worship. All those things people are curious about. And if you can just put those as background images, it helps people really understand more about the culture of your church and what to expect. All right, this is big too, using correct dimensions for photos and graphics on Instagram. So you'll go, Instagram did just update recently from square to the 4:5. Now that's a great template or size that you can use on Facebook and on Instagram right now. So just want to encourage you guys across platforms, there's been shifts over the last few years. And so we want to take a look at your post grid on Instagram. Are things just getting cut off or things look good? So we'll help you take a look at that as well. On Instagram, you cannot have links in the post. So we encourage churches to link to their website, but we also have a page for our churches and schools that are on our 10 apps package where we can create like a link tree for you, but it's directly on your website. The cool thing about that is it can automatically pull in your latest announcements there. It could pull in your latest worship songs from Spotify. There's different things that you can have auto populate to where you're not having to update like this link tree all the time, but it's just this link tree that lives on your website. You're not having to pay link tree for it or anything like that. And then we just leave an area for notes and observations. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a few of these over. And let's take a look. We're just going to go through these. So let me pull these up and we will get going on auditing a couple of these. Just give you all some real live feedback, some ideas. So let's see. So Jamie said, our church or our school is operated by our church. Do you recommend going to just one page for both? It seems like it'd be much easier to maintain. Great question, Jamie. What we've seen through some different church school connections is it really sort of depends on what that culture and vibe is. There's definitely some schools that we've seen that are very much a part and very integrated into church life. And I'd say we typically see those to be a little bit smaller attendance or sort of smaller schools tied to the church, to where it's like this is almost like a ministry. We also work with others that have a very large school and lots going on. So there's like robotics meet on Friday, and there's like athletics pickup for jerseys on Tuesday at 3, and there's just a lot of rolling announcements for the school side. And so what we really find is if your school has a lot of connection points and announcements and things like that, I would really recommend keeping them separate, because what you'll tend to see is you'll see your church side sort of disengage with your social media presence if they are just seeing a ton of school announcements that don't pertain to them. And so the only way I'd really recommend if they were the same is if it was like a smaller school or just like more of a PDO, pre-K type of thing. I know, Jen, with the way y'all have some things like that y'all are tied to, and sometimes it's like, hey, there's not a whole lot that we need to announce on our social media for the school alone. And so in that regard, it could make sense to have one. But I would say in most cases I've seen, it's really better to have them as separate, but you can also do cross-posting, and you can also tag the other profile in there. So while you're like, in my mind, it's like, oh man, that's 2 profiles to manage. That's 2 profiles to have comments on, all that. The nice thing in the business manager suite is you can be connected to both profiles at the same time, and you can manage the comments. So yes, Jamie, we'd love to help you with cross-posting. It's really pretty easy to do, and you can just tag and add somebody as a collaborator. So the cool thing in that is if you have something that pertains to the church and the school, like, hey, we have this upcoming fall festival, you can post it from, let's say, the church side, but add the school page as a collaborator, and it'll tag them, put them in there. And the cool thing is that people that may not be following your school page, but maybe they have a kid coming up in age who's about to start thinking about school, they maybe aren't following you yet, but they follow the church. So all of a sudden now they're seeing this church post because they're following you here, but now they have a real quick link directly to your school profile. So that cross-posting or adding a collaborator to a post is huge, because it really does. I always say it just doubles your reach, because you really are. It's like posting in one place, and that same post is getting posted to both of your profiles. And so adding somebody as a collaborator is an amazing strategy to help you grow both of those, especially if y'all, Jamie, just have one set up right now and one would be brand new. That'd be a great way to get that new page if the school's new, getting that really going. But I think most churches, I would say, you definitely want to do 2 unless if it's really small and you don't have a lot to announce. So cool. Let me go ahead and I'm going to, let's see, stop sharing this. We'll take a look at, let me get out of here and we'll take a look at going through one of these live together. So I'm going to start with the way. We've got y'all's stuff pulled open here. So let me pull that over. And we'll show you guys a few thoughts here. So now the cool thing, the way for y'all are actually part of our church growth package. And we love getting to work with y'all. So we have an email out to y'all, and we actually have a few things that we are doing for y'all this month. So I'm glad you're on with us today, Jen. So We're going to start with y'all's just to show you guys a few things that we're going to be working on directly for you guys specifically. And then we'll head over and take a look at some of Jamie and Daniel's sites as well. So let me share my screen here and we'll take a look. So awesome. So I'm going to just go through now. We are admins on this page, so you're going to see a little bit extra than what other folks would see. But let me just go through our checklist with us. So we would put in the number of people that are following you guys. So you guys have 237 followers here on Facebook and on Instagram, St. Luke Southwest. Now I do know, Jen, if y'all have one called The Way now, since some of the name change, let us know if you have that in the comments. If not, this could be a great time to update this from St. Luke Southwest to The Way, so we can take a look at that together. Let's go ahead and just start on Instagram. I'm just going to go through our checklist here. So our bio here, we want to be sure and add in the place. So we also have, this is here, so perfect, that's there. But we want to add in service times here, would be a thought. So that if somebody's just cruising through on Instagram, which I would say you do see younger families spending more time on Instagram searching. So this would be a heavy place to be sure and make sure we have times there. So let me come check here. Got one other chat coming in. Maybe I don't. Okay, I thought we had another question there. Okay, we do not have one for The Way. Cool. So Jen, let us work with you. I know Facebook and Instagram are hard sometimes on accepting changes. So I'm going to put that on our checklist with y'all to see if we can help y'all just update that and not lose any followers, but updating y'all's from St. Luke Southwest to The Way. So so a couple of other things, and I think, Jen, we even have an email of some of these things that we'll be doing for y'all. Other thing here, links. We just have YouTube. I think we'll end up adding a link to y'all's website as well. YouTube's great to have on there as well. The nice thing now is Instagram allows multiple links. So it's almost like you can have your own link tree on Instagram directly, and you don't even have to go to this other link tree. But I think creating a link tree for y'all would be really beneficial because y'all have a lot of events and things going on. So if you're saying, hey, check out this link in our link tree or something like that, that would show up here. But again, one of the dreams and thoughts too of having your own link tree that we create on your website is it's bringing people to your website and not to Linktree. And so people are really coming to your website and can interact with all of your sign up and events or upcoming things right there directly. So one of the things I would say here, and this is one of the tough things, so here's a little bit of a sneak peek. So you'll see it took a little bit of scrolling just to get to some inside pictures. A lot of these are great graphics, but one of the things I would encourage all of y'all as you're watching us sort of audit this live is how can you help people see, again, what is it like to worship there? Is there kids stuff? Is there young families? Is there people my age? Is the worship like I'm looking for? Is it traditional? Is it contemporary? Those are the things you can communicate really quickly in pictures. And like even the Sunday worship, this would be a really easy one to just throw a picture of Dallas, your worship leader, just on stage leading worship. And right then and there, people can tell, oh, there's not a big organ at this church. This is a more contemporary church. So as far as their worship styles. So that's one thing you could just simply in Canva, if you're using Canva, just drop in a picture of worship. Now, if you are in a bigger town, you don't have a photographer, there's a great website called Snapper where you can hire a photographer in your area. It's like Uber for photography, and you could hire a photographer just to come out and say, hey, take pictures all day for us, and on a Sunday, and you'll have a repository of a couple hundred pictures that you could just easily drag and drop. Now here, this is great. I get a little bit of a sneak peek of what is it like inside your church. That would probably be one of the big things I would recommend is you're scrolling down here. There's a few duplicated posts here maybe. But if somebody's just sort of scrolling, that would be one of the things I would just recommend as far as a posting strategy for y'all. Let's go take a look at your Facebook. So again, sort of the same thing. One of the things I'd say up here, this is great, family. One of the things I would say is we want to include the service times in the intro here. We're going to be doing that for you guys. We've got great contact information. That all looks great. Let's take a look at some of these pictures and videos. So we do have some live streams here. That's great. Look at this. This is awesome. You get to see right away a clip into what it's like to worship with y'all. So one of the things on this is posted June 21st, is you can easily cross-post a single post in the business planner, and you can post from one spot and have it go to multiple places. So if you're having a hard time of like, hey, like this is a little bit of what I was talking about on Instagram, is getting an image like this here. Now, the cool thing is the business suite will allow you to cross post, and you can post from one to the other. And so you can really put your post in one place and it goes to both. So that's something that's awesome. I see you guys doing on that. Cool. I think that's great. So just wanted to give you a quick run through now. Jamie, well, let's take a look at Zion Lutheran together now. Jen, any specific questions? I'm going to leave y'all's open so we can come back to y'all's as well. If you have any specific questions, be sure and let me know. Now, Jamie, we're super excited. We are currently working with y'all to build out your new site. Really excited to get that launched for y'all. I'm just going to I'm going to y'all's old site right now. So I'm going to pull this open, and we are so excited to help you guys with your new site. But if I click on Facebook here, one thing I would mention is this is going to a group, which is cool, and a great thing that y'all have 617 people there. I'm wondering, do y'all also have a Facebook page? I'm going to look around here and see if I can find anything else here. So these are all going to the group. So one of the things I would encourage you guys to think about, if y'all don't have a Facebook page, Jamie, that this will be a great time for us to help you with that and help you get a Facebook page created. And part of that is just an insider and outsider type of feel. A group can be a little bit more closed off and people have to request to join. And honestly, a lot of groups are just getting hit with spam bots and just constant spam. The other thing that can be a little bit tricky with groups is some security and privacy things. So there's this tool out there that I can add any group to, and I can extract people's names and emails. And if Google or if this sort of scraper has phone number information on them too, I can grab that. So we are seeing some of those like sort of hacks or phishing attacks on churches happening because of Facebook groups, because there's tools like that out there that will join a group or be able to scan all the people that are in a group and then see, okay, Zach Esger's part of this group. Oh, hey, we know Zach Esger's email is this. Oh, hey, we know Zach Esger's phone number is this. Now, all of a sudden, a hacker can use that information and send out a mass text to your whole congregation and pretend to be you and say, hey, this is Jamie with Zion Lutheran. My car just broke down. Could you send me a $100 gift card? And people will fall for that and end up giving them gift cards. So we do see some security things and privacy things that people are starting to exploit Facebook groups for. So that's one suggestion if to just think about. The other thought too is an insider outsider thought a little bit, in that if you're posting something in here as a group, the algorithm's not going to naturally share that with others because it's more of a group and it's more closed off. Whereas a page, if you put a post up about, let's just see one of these. So, which y'all's church, beautiful, love these. Look at these great inside pictures here. Awesome job, love that. But like this one, like about VBS and some of the VBS things going on that y'all have, like really cool to see. One of the things I would say though, oh, sorry, got the wrong Zion Lutheran here, but we'll keep going on this. That's funny. Sorry I didn't catch that in the chat there. But so this Zion Lutheran is a few things for y'all. I would just keep going on this. It would just be, take a look. Like this post will not reach outside those walls here. So just want to give you all a heads up on that. So let me go over to your Zion Lutheran. Let me see here. Sorry about that, Jamie. Let me go grab. Yeah, so I have Staunton, Illinois, and not Litchfield. Sorry about that. So let me go find y'all's Facebook profile here. Oh, perfect. Thanks. I'm getting some links incoming here. All right, let me grab those. Awesome. All right, so Jamie, there's that, and here's the church side. Awesome. Cool. Well, Zion Lutheran and let's see, Staunton got y'all a free audit here and some information for y'all as well. So let's go take a look here. All right, can y'all see? Awesome. Looks like we're good there. um, there we go. Yay, got it, Jamie. Awesome. Cool. So we've got Zion Lutheran here in Litchfield. All right, let's go for that. Well, so a few things let's take a look at. Here's the church side. I am glad you asked a little bit about the church and school side. So I'm glad y'all already have two. And I think helping y'all figure out how to cross post to both of them from our website package with y'all is going to be really helpful. So we'll get that going for you guys as well. So let's start on the church side. So again, church side, great. We are telling them that we are a church located in Litchfield, Illinois. That's really helping if somebody searches right up here, church in Litchfield, Illinois, or Lutheran Church in Litchfield. That's going to help you with that. It's also helping you on Google if somebody searches for church in Litchfield. Now, in Google, your main website page should be the one showing up, but your Facebook page can rank really highly as well. So a few things in here just off the bat. This is awesome. A few things off the top would be, we'd look at maybe adding your service times here in the intro. You can also add your service times up here in the image up top. Let me show y'all one I just ran across here, because this is a beautiful picture of the outside of y'all's church. And again, one of the things people are asking as they're coming to your church a lot is, do I fit in here? Is this like the church for me? So let me show you one. Let's see, where was that at? Okay, so here's 12 Stone Church. You can see they just sort of did like a little collage of like some different things like baptism, there's worship, there's somebody teaching, there's some youth. So right away at the beginning, you can really see inside their church. You can see inside their community, what's it like to be there. But I also love it whenever you have a beautiful building, because in certain towns, if people drive by your building, they're, oh yeah, like I know where that's at, or like I know which church that is. So that can really be helpful as well. So an outside picture is not bad at all, but I did just want to highlight how you can even add sneak peek images of what it's like inside your church, even into your cover image. Now, if you're building a new cover image, you can just go to Canva and type in Facebook cover image, and it'll have the right size for you as well. Cool. So let's keep looking here. So we've got a live stream. We've got a link to your website, which we're helping y'all with. So super excited about that. Let's see. So this is maybe just because it has that there. So we are excited to get you up and going. So this will be fun to get you guys updated on that. That might be an old link. So anyways, that's an error there. Awesome. So it looks like a lot of live streams here, which is awesome. We get a sneak peek inside your church, what it's like to be at your church. We see kids of importance. We can see VBS. Oh, how cute. Hugging each other, worshiping together. That's cool. Now, a few things I would just say in here. The cool thing in y'all's package with this is we're going to be able to help you get some of those event posts automatically posted on here. So when you have something new coming up, it can automatically post to these pages. So perfect. I'm glad I just saw your comment. No, our website domain crashed, thus enter 10 apps. We're so excited to help y'all. So I think honestly, just helping with some pictures. We have a whole shot list too. If Snapper isn't a thing, or you have somebody in your church that could just take some photos. Honestly, I just tell people, just grab your iPhone and you can take a lot of pictures. If Mindy or Sally, or if y'all are on the live stream with us, if y'all can find that shot list, we may have already shared this with you, Jamie, at the beginning of your onboarding, but the shot list is really helpful in a way that you can have somebody in your church just sort of print out this sheet of, hey, here's all these pictures that you could take. So awesome. You do have that shot list. So it's so helpful. I love it when you have just like a folder and it's like, hey, I need to just make a quick post, but I don't want it just to be black background with white text. Let me throw in this picture of these kids worshiping, or like those two kids with their arms around each other. Like, that's so amazing to be able to show people what it's like really inside your church. So I think doing that will be really helpful. Y'all are posting regularly. It looks like you can just see all of the posts from Looks like a lot of these are June 22nd, June 21st. So looks like maybe some VBS there. So great regularity in posting now. Do y'all have an Instagram, Jamie? If you do, maybe you could throw that in here. If you don't, this will be a great time to get that added for y'all. And again, just the demographics of younger families using Instagram more. And the cool thing is with Facebook Suite and with our 10 apps package, you can post the exact same thing to both at once. And so you're not having to spend time in both areas. So let me take a look. I'm going to just pull open our little cheat sheet here. So logo updated. One thing I did see a little bit, we might update that logo to a higher resolution. It's a little bit blurry on my end. Not a big deal there, but something that we can update. Let's see, sneak peek. We're talking about that. We're going to get some more there. And then in the bio, yep. So we've got a link. We'll get a link to the new website. Phone numbers there. We've got that. That's perfect. So I think you're doing really well on that. Let's go take a look over at the school side. And Jen, cool. Awesome. Yes. Now on the Instagram, the cool thing with Meta Suite is that really all your comments, all the posting can all be in one spot. So we can help you do that because I do think it'll be helpful for y'all moving forward. But the biggest thing is it's just sort of daunting, like especially in your shoes where you're a school principal, a teacher, the web manager, you have a lot of different plates, a lot of things to manage. Hopefully we can help you with our 10 apps package and some training in Meta Suite where you can post one place and you can say, this is where I want it all to go type of thing. So, and even on comments of like not having to worry about, oh, do I have to log in here, log in there? So got some great things here. Summer reading plan, teachers wanted. Awesome. Some great pictures around here. Honor roll. So I think if I'm looking at some of these, it's really just, I think you're going to be able to take some of our free templates and really just use those in a way that you can drop in some of these new pictures that you have from the school side and the church side and be able to update those. So I love that you have some information here. Currently serves about 100 students in grades preschool through 8th grade. I think one of the things too, if I'm thinking as a parent, I have 4 boys and all school age. I think one of the things, if I was looking for like a private school to send my kid to, I was checking out their Facebook. Again, I'd want to see some of those insider things. I think this is awesome. You have a picture of some teachers on here. I think even going around snapping some pictures of your teachers actually in the motion of teaching. Now you could stage that some during the summer and just have somebody up front like, here's the whiteboard, or grab a couple kids and have them sit in desks, have the teacher over their shoulder, like showing them something. There's a few shots that you could stage over the summer, but throughout the school year, I would encourage you to have teachers take some pictures of their students on field trips, things like that. Like if I'm an outsider looking, hey, do I want to send my kid to the school? Again, show me some of that inside of what's going on. And the cool thing too is those events that you post on your website that automatically go to your social media, those are huge too, because then I know, wow, how cool that they did this cool field trip, or how cool that they had VBS, like some of these announcements, how cool that they were doing summer reading, or things like that. I think those are really helpful for folks. Like, great, here's a field trip post. This is awesome. These are the things that's like, man, I'd love for my kid to be a part of that. And, you know, they can just picture themselves or picture their kids at your school. So I'd say good job on those things. I think that's looking awesome. So awesome. Jamie, feel free to throw any other questions maybe I haven't hit yet in there. Jen, if you have any other further questions, I'm going to move over while y'all put a few questions in. I'm going to move over real quickly. We'll hit Paramount Amarillo here, and then we'll take a look at some free templates for y'all. So let's do that real quick. And then also some posting strategies. So I have Paramount pulled up here. So this is Paramount Amarillo. Again, I would say in here, there's not much in the biography. So there's a lot that we could add to this biography. This is a great shot here. Look at this shot. It sort of shows what is it like to worship there. Like you could be sitting like in that seat. It's almost like a point of view of what it's like to worship here. And so you can see, oh, they've got drums. Oh, there's people in some normal clothes, people in some more dress clothes. So that's helpful to see things like that. You can also see youth is of importance. There's youth camp, things like that going on. So lots going on here. That's exciting to see. So I'd say the biggest thing is really updating up here. Let's take a look at Facebook. So for Facebook, We've got a link, we've got email, phone number, we've got an address. That all looks great. I'd say, again, the biggest area to update is probably going to be the intro, just adding. Now, this is awesome to put your sort of mission statement or values in here. We exist to glorify God by making followers of Christ and the love of, or Christ and the love of Christ. Now, that's great. I would add to this. Be sure and add your service times. Be sure and add like your town name, so that when SEO and all that's picking up whenever somebody's searching on Facebook or off Facebook. So other than that, look, a lot of great inside photos. We can sort of see what it's like to worship there. We've got some live streams. So that is looking great. Now, again, one of the things I can really quickly see, like, hey, they posted 5 hours ago. You guys are active. So that's really great to see. Now, a few other things to touch base on just posting regularly. Again, we've audited a few profiles this week that when we went to them, their last post was from Easter. That's cool, but it also, if I'm looking at somebody who has, wow, they have summer camp going on, wow, they have VBS, wow, they have these things, that to me, I'm like, oh, they're just a little bit more active. But again, also, they're getting their posts in front of all their friends' friends. Whereas the church who just posted on Easter, they haven't been showing to their friends' in a little while since Easter. So just another outreach strategy for your church. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hop over to our social media templates. So we've got this social media template. Let me just copy this here. I'm going to put this in the chat for everyone. So go ahead, go to your chat right now, and you'll be able to just click that link that I just put in there. And that's you can click on view template there, and then you should be able to, I'll just go ahead and click it here, and it'll say, do you want to open this? And I'll say, yes, I want to go ahead and open this in editor. Now, Mindy on our team has worked really hard at putting this together for y'all. She helps manage social media at her church, so she's actively doing this for you. A few things just to highlight is she put here like a title on each of these, like customize volunteer showcase. And there's a little bit of like, hey, this is a sermon quote, put your sermon quote here. So these are really easy. You can just do what I did, click that link. You can click open in editor, and you can come in here and change, like, this is like the way, LBK there. And you could go in and just put in your things. Now, again, super easy for you to just go to uploads and upload a picture of somebody at your church worshiping on any of these. Like, we put a few stock photos in here just to get you thinking of, hey, it's very easy for me just to throw a picture in here of kids ministry and talk about, hey, I love volunteering in our kids ministry. Now, again, these are all set to 4 or 5, so it's really easy just for you to come in here, edit these, and you can post them to Facebook and to Instagram at the same time. You could use our 10 apps package to do that, or you could use the Meta business planner to do that as well. So just want to walk you through these. You can see here's some scripture memory verses. Again, this is something you could leave a picture of a Bible in the background, or this would be really easy just to drag and drop and put a picture of people at worship this last week with you. So there's some memory verses. Hey, check out our sermons. Put a picture in there of your pastor preaching. Here's a Sunday set list. This is really fun. Hey, preview. What are you going to be? What are your worship songs for this week? Put that in there. That's easy. And what we've done here, what Mindy has done, is put together a whole month of social media for you that you can just come in here, copy and paste, roll this out, and you'll be able to use these to post on your own social media. So you'll see we have 21 days or 21 posts there. And you could take a couple days off, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and you have really something that you could post every day. Now, how easy would it be for you just to come in here and just reuse this each month? Very easy. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I think some people have come to me and said, Zach, like social media, posting on social media, I just don't I don't know what to post. Well, I'm like, hey, if you don't know what to post, just use this template. Let me just go over here. I think I've got, let me pull it up. One of our tools here, let's see where to go. Can't find the screen, but one of our tools, and I'll be sure and send this out in the show notes as well, is to say, hey, on every Monday, we're going to post a carousel of the scriptures from the sermon this past week. Every Tuesday, I'm going to post a picture of one of the big takeaways from the sermon. On every Wednesday, I'm going to highlight a volunteer. Every Thursday, I'm going to encourage people to check out our kids ministry or our small groups, or sort of a next steps discipleship pathway on every Thursday. And then every Friday, I'm going to share something about, hey, a preview of this Sunday, like here's what we're talking about this Sunday. So just those 4 things could keep you having 4 posts every single week. Now, the cool thing in here, once you get this sort of template set up, you could reuse this every month. And there's enough posts here. People aren't gonna be like, oh, well, you use that same that same sort of quote box last month. Like, no, they see it, and if you're posting enough, they're gonna see so many posts from you. It doesn't even register like, oh, I've seen something like that in the past. And even if they do, it's helping you create some branding on your social media, that every single post isn't just totally randomly different, but it can create some consistency in your brand and your culture that you're producing on your social media account. So just want to share that with you. I just think you don't have to have it perfect. I'd say more posts is better than one perfect post. And I think sometimes we can get really fixated on creating one post, and it takes an hour of our time, and it just feels overwhelming to do that more than once a week. I would say use some free templates like this that we have put together for you. Go in there, drag and drop a picture, change a quote, go in there, add the main scripture from your sermon this past week, and then just go do that every week. And you could say, hey, on Mondays, I'm going to create my 4 posts. I'm going to put a couple of scriptures in from our pastor's sermon. I'm going to put the main point another day. I'm going to highlight a volunteer another day. I'm going to highlight a ministry another day. Then I'm going to invite people on Fridays to come to Sunday worship with us. So really, you could have the same rhythm that every Monday you come in, and you could just choose from some of these, create them, post them, schedule them, and they're all done. And I really think if you do that and get a consistent amount of posts going out, you'll really see your engagement rate go up. You'll really see new people being able to see these posts than just that one post that got 5 likes last Easter. But if you start a rhythm and a cadence, the algorithms love that, because they're trying to create and find information to show people as they're spending 2.5 hours a day on social media. And sometimes there's not always great content, so they're having to really pull strings. So in that, somebody that might not be anywhere really related to your church, the algorithm might just be like, I just need something. Let me pull this scripture from Isaiah. They had a friend of a friend who liked it, and then all of a sudden somebody's coming to your church because of a social media post that really spoke to their heart. And believe it or not, I mean, there are crazy stories out there of just people being like, man, I feel like God really put this post right in front of me, and my life was changed because of social media. Like, there are testimonies out there like that. I pray that God could use your social media strategies this next year to reach more people in your community. So in that, let me know if you have any questions. You can put that in the comments here. If Mindy's online, she can help answer some of those. But really, very easy for you just to come in here and click, change some of those things around. And a few things I would just encourage you on these. One, you can easily create these to also be a carousel. So if you like any of these, you're like, hey, here's key scriptures, hit duplicate. And you could come in here like, here's scripture 1 from the sermon, duplicate. Here's scripture 2, duplicate. Here's scripture 3. Now all of a sudden you've created a cool carousel post where you could upload all 4 of the main scriptures from the sermon. And now you have a carousel post. Now the algorithms love carousel posts. Churches should love carousel posts. The reason why is if somebody sees your carousel post and they don't scroll to the second post, when they come back onto social media later in the day or tomorrow, even though they've already seen that post, the algorithm is going to shift the slide to the second post because they never saw that one, and it's going to re-show them that carousel post. And then again, if they don't scroll, it's going to show them tomorrow or the next day. So I think carousel posts are one of the most underutilized discipleship tools that you could be using at your church and implementing right away. And you can see, all you got to do is just pick one of these templates, hit duplicate a few times, and you have a quick carousel post. Maybe put your main idea, like, hey, love God. And then the next slide is your scripture on loving God. And then maybe the next slide even do like, love people. And then the next slide could be the scripture on loving people. And all of a sudden you could have like a 7 carousel post, super easy to create, but also really highly effective in showing people that throughout the week. Now, the other cool thing just on carousel posts is if somebody does engage and they scroll through all 7, you've now told Facebook and Instagram, this is a really important post. Somebody liked it. They scrolled through all 7. They interacted with it much more than just a single post where they just maybe looked at it and then scrolled past. So that interaction rate, again, is showing the algorithm that this is a popular post that other people might like. So show it to other people. So I want to encourage you, if you're not doing carousel posts, do them. Use this template, hit duplicate. And again, you can come in here and as a nonprofit, if you don't have the pro account, you can apply for a pro account where you can get some like that's mountain background. Let's say we want like a beach background faded or something like that. So let's do this beach background. We'll take out the faded. So maybe this, we just want more of that, like really cool. Okay, great. We just changed all the posts there. And now next month we could use this exact same thing with the same typography and just change that. And again, you could really quickly come in here and say, I want to use a different typography this month. So easy, so quick for you to do. Change those things around. I'd really encourage you, use this as a template that y'all could really quickly customize and get lots of great social media out the door. I think one of the things too, I'll just encourage you, remember, get as many posts out as you can and try and get them out as quickly as you can. As far as don't overthink it, just get some information out there. Let me find my notes here and I'll reshare my screen because I do have sort of a little posting template that y'all could use on your side. So let me share that with you guys. And this will be in our show notes, and we always put like a blog post up afterwards as well, so it's something that y'all could easily come back to. So let me go find that weekly template and share that just on the screen with you guys. All right, so here it is. So Mondays, you could do a main takeaway from the Sunday sermon. On Tuesday, you could do a next step focus, like, hey, what's your next step? Is it to volunteer? Is it to join a small group? Wednesday, a carousel of scriptures from that Sunday. Thursday, an axiom or a value statement like, hey, we believe circles are better than rows, and that's why we really value our small group ministry at our church. Friday, maybe volunteer spotlight. Saturday, preview that Sunday's message or what y'all are going to be talking about. So that's just a little bit. Y'all could take this, y'all could make up your own, but I think if you have a little bit of a template of, hey, this is what I need to produce on Monday morning, or hey, if your pastor's really pre-planned and you know exactly all of his sermon scriptures and main points for the next month, you could sit down for just a couple hours and get the whole month planned out. So just want to encourage you guys in that. So let's go ahead and head over to questions. Does anybody have any questions that about social media or specifically my profile at my church or at my school that we could help you answer? Go find that. Awesome. Thanks, Jamie. I'm glad that was helpful for you. We are super excited to get y'all's new website launched. And I really think the automations in it will really save you a lot of time and not make social media management feel like an extra task, but just something that sort of happens as you're doing your other tasks. So is Google My Business administration included in your church growth package? Great question, Angel. Yes, it is. So Google My Business is whenever somebody searches for like church in Staunton or church in Litchfield or church in Lubbock or church in Dallas, and you're up at the top, there's a map pack listing. That's where it shows 3 of the top churches and then a Google map beside it. And then there's organic listings below that. So it's really important for you to have a good Google My Business profile presence, because whenever somebody's searching for a church in your town or a Lutheran church in your town or a non-denominational church in Lubbock or something like that, you want yours to show up in the top map pack. Now, some of that has to do a little bit with location, but a lot of it has to do with search engine optimization and optimizing that profile and optimizing your website. So if you are a part of our church growth package, we have a whole month where we just tackle it just like this, where we spent an hour today tackling that with you. But we do it all for you, and we help you optimize your profile. We help you adjust the things, add new images, make sure things are correct, add new FAQs, add new products. Your products are small groups or your ministries at your church, all those types of things that will help you optimize your profile so that it has a better propensity of showing up. And I'm really excited. We actually just released a case study on some search engine optimization for a church that we did. If you go to 10apps.com, go to resources, you'll see this case study where we helped a church move from page 3 of Google whenever somebody was searching for a church in their town to number 1 in many of their keywords. And in doing that, what we saw was their plan a visit page grew by 60% in traffic. So when they moved from page 3 to page 1 and be number 1 whenever somebody was searching for a non-denominational church in their town, they saw from the same time period, the same 3 months this year compared to last year, 60% more traffic to their plan a visit page. So optimizing that Google My Business profile and optimizing your website for search engine optimization is a huge thing, because just think, when you can show up better whenever somebody's searching for a church in your area, the better chances are they're going to actually come check your church out. So yes, a part of our church growth package is helping churches with their Google My Business profiles. We've got an amazing team that really loves helping churches grow in those areas, and so that you can really be seen whenever somebody's looking for a church. Awesome. Well, I had a lot of fun today getting to really look at some of y'all's pages. Sorry, Jamie, for confusing the two Zion Lutherans there. But I think the other Zion Lutheran, I'll have to send that to them, because they've got, I'd say, some work to do in moving off of the groups page and onto a profile page. So we're really excited to have gotten to dive in deep with y'all exactly on your profiles. And again, if you're on our church growth package and your website's launched and you're like an active church growth member, package member with us, we're doing all this work for you this month. And so, Jen, we're going in and doing all that work for you guys. We have an email out to all of our active church growth members where we are saying, hey, these are the edits that we're doing. Let us know if you need any changes to these. And we're going to start working on those edits next week. So we sort of did our audits this week. We're waiting to hear back from y'all this week if there's any specific edits that y'all want to that. And then next week, we're going to be going in and making those changes for you. So I hope also that free template that Mindy put together, I mean, awesome. Put thanks in the comments there if you're excited for getting to use that. I'm super thankful for that. Let's give a good shout out to them and just say thanks to Mindy for putting that together. But I think that resource, just use it month after month, reuse it, change that background from a mountain to the beach. So it's going to be so useful. So Mindy, thank you for all your hard work on that. And again, thanks to our whole team that's helping churches this month with their church growth packages. I'm super excited for what we have ahead for all of you guys this month and this week. I encourage y'all, go and just take a look at your social media profile, use some of those resources today. And I hope, and my prayer is that you'll connect with more people in your community and help them grow in their relationship with God. If you need anything from here on out, feel free to reach out to us, support@10apps.com. We'd love to help answer any questions that we weren't able to get to today. It was great to have you guys live with us, interacting, getting to look at y'all's profiles. We'll be on next month, and we're super excited for our next month's webinar. So be on the lookout for an email invite for that. We'll talk to you later. See ya.